Y'all, I got some very alarming news concerning the New Orleans Pelicans star Zion Williamson. Unfortunately, he's been accused of the R word in addition to, I can't really say certain words on here, actual physical and emotional and financial abuse over the span of a multi-year relationship. According to a lawsuit submitted to Los Angeles Superior Court on Thursday, the woman, who identified as Jane Doe, which means that she doesn't want to reveal her real name, accuses Williamson of a continuing pattern of abusive, controlling, and threatening behavior over the course of a relationship that started during Williamson's freshman year at Duke and lasted from 2018 to 2023. So she's coming out 2 years later to this is you guys notice it's always the same pattern with these chicks that accuse these black guys and stuff like that. I gotta say this, man, because like this is a pattern, bro. Like Shannon Sharp just got hit with this like a month ago. It's always the same pattern where they wait 1, 2, 5, sometimes 10 years to just come out and accuse you of the most horrible shit in the world, bro. Anyway, let's continue. The court filing details two alleged incidents of the R word in 2020. The first taking place that September in Beverly Hills, California. According to the complaint, the woman told Williamson she was tired and wanted to go to sleep, but that Williamson told her she could not go to sleep without having X with him. He then allegedly pinned her down with her hands behind her back and R-worded. The filing added that Williamson threw the woman's phone across the room afterward and choked her. A second R-word incident happened in October 2020. The woman said she was violently R-worded after expressing plans to visit a friend in San Diego. In both instances, the woman accused Williamson of taking her phone a period of time. So she's accusing him the same thing that Diddy was doing with Cassie, taking her phone. How ironic is that? In addition to the R-word allegations, the lawsuit details accusations of strangulation with such force that she reasonably feared for her life and eventually lost consciousness multiple times. She also accused him of entering her apartment without consent and stealing her personal belongings. Same thing Diddy did. You guys notice that? The lawsuit accused Williamson of threatening to, I can't say that word on here, threatening to turn her TV off. The woman and her family members multiple times. She is seeking monetary damages, including punitive damages for emotional distress. A source told ESPN that the woman is seeking anywhere from 18 to 50 million. Guys, let me stop here. Guys, I want y'all to think about this, right? Now, according to this lawsuit, the last time that this woman had any type of interaction with Zion was in 2023. It's 2025, which means it's 2 years later. During those 2 years and during the time that they were still together, not one time did this woman call the police, make a police report, and identify the authorities of what Zion Williamson was doing. Now, Zion Williamson is a professional basketball player, even though he's not on the court that much because he has injuries and he's always overweight. This is a professional basketball player that plays on TV sometimes. You're telling me that if this really happened to this woman, you're telling me instead of this woman calling the police and making a police report so Zion Williamson can get arrested for the things that he's accused of, this woman filed a civil lawsuit, which means that if he loses the lawsuit, he's not going to jail. Worst case scenario, he'll have to pay money, right? You're telling me that instead of this woman getting real justice, she's asking for 18 to 50 million. Let me tell you guys something, bro. And I feel bad for these famous guys, man, especially the black ones, because it's like they get it the worst, right? Because, anyway, guys, let's say you're a famous athlete or you're an actor or, let's say you're a musician, right? And you date somebody and things just don't work out, right? At any given point after you break up with that woman, she can just make up the most biggest lies with no evidence just to get some money from you because, when these women get around guys that's making millions of dollars, right? Even if they don't want to be with that guy no more, they still want that lifestyle. You know, a majority, like not all women, but a majority of these women that go for these kind of guys, they don't have nothing going on, bro. Sometimes they're lucky and their parents have money, but most of the time, these chicks might be only fan models. You know, they might just be on TikTok all day making money from that on TikTok Live, you know, but they ain't making the same kind of money as the dude that they was with. So when you break up with them and a year and 2 years go by and they're not able to drive in that Lamborghini no more, they're not able to live in that mansion no more, they're not able to go to 5-star restaurants anymore, you know, they get very bitter to the point where they're willing to literally ruin your life so they can get money from you, and they can be able to just live the rest of their life being rich. And that's what's happening to these guys, man. That's exactly what's happening, bro. Like, if I was one of these famous athletes, actors, and musicians, I would be terrified to date a woman in America. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. I'd much rather fly out to Puerto Rico or Brazil or, you know, Jamaica. I'd rather go to the Caribbean islands or just go to a complete different country and meet a woman over there. Because, I mean, this keeps happening. This is like these women keep doing the same thing. They keep accusing these black men of the same stuff, and everything they're accusing them of, it's always the same pattern. They always wait a couple years before they do it. They never call the police when it's actually happening, and it's not until that they're not able to deal with that man anymore, and once again live that $1 million lifestyle, they come out years later and they seek money, and they tarnish these guys' reputation. Like, whether this is true or not, like, guys, there's a possibility that this woman has no evidence of this, right? And I don't know, but I'm just saying, there's a possibility that this woman has no evidence of anything that she's accusing Zion of, right? And let's say she loses the lawsuit and Zion don't gotta pay nothing. Guess what? His reputation is still damaged. You're gonna have a bunch of bots out there that's just gonna call him or R-worder because he was accused of it. This has been happening forever. Anyway, let's continue. The attorneys say Williamson and the woman had a consensual, casual relationship that ended years ago, and that at no point during or immediately after that relationship did the plaintiff raise any concerns. They added that Williamson had reported the woman's okay, so this is Zion Williamson's lawyer speaking. They added that Williamson had reported the woman's extortion attempts to law enforcement, and that he plans to file a counterclaim. While these allegations are false, we recognize the seriousness of these claims and welcome the opportunity to prove the truth in court. We are confident that the legal process will expose the truth and fully vindicate Mr. Williamson. The woman's attorney, Sam Taylor, who is with the Lanier Law Firm in Los Angeles, said this would be very cautious and litigating this in the press. This is a very serious case as reflected in the allegations of the complaint. We are pretty detailed. Taylor added that his client genuinely looks forward to her day in court where she can tell a jury of her peers what happened to her. And anyway, you know, another thing is, guys, you know, these women, they also, you know, file these civil lawsuits because they know that most of these guys don't want to go to court. So what happens is, sometimes behind the scenes, before this even hits the public, what they'll do is, you know, they'll settle. Even if it's not true, they'll settle, pay them a little something just so it never hits the news. Because like I said, whether you're actually innocent or not, your reputation is ruined, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what I don't get, bro. This is what I don't get. Why is it that in America, a woman can falsely accuse you of the most devilish stuff, right? And when you're proven innocent, the woman that falsely accused you doesn't have to go to jail? Why is that? If somebody falsely accuses a man or anybody of R-wording her and physically abusing her, and it's proven that it's all bullshit and it's just a money grab, the person that is falsely accusing you of that, they should be going to prison for at least 5 to 10 years. Am I right? Somebody let me know in the comments. Am I right? You shouldn't be able to just do this and ruin somebody's life and just get away with it. This is crazy because this happened, guys. This happened to Chris Brown. Remember, Chris Brown was accused of R-wording a woman. And it wasn't until Chris Brown showed the text messages of him and the woman, where the woman is basically harassing Chris Brown, begging him to, keep talking to her. That it wasn't until then that Chris Brown, his name was cleared and the lawsuit was dropped. But imagine if you don't have that evidence, because maybe you got a new phone or maybe you deleted the text messages. Imagine if you don't have that. This is crazy, bro. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. This your boy Wavy. I'm out.